Good morning from Blackpool on a cloudy but fairly calm day, so I think big one definitely on today, unlike last time I was here a few weeks ago when fortunately we didn't get on the big one. Today we're going to get on the big one. No Stevie with me today, she's at home, she didn't fancy coming for just a few hours. Obviously I've got a season pass and Stevie doesn't, so if I'm only coming for a few hours, it doesn't really make sense for Stevie to come and pay for a day wristband just for the sake of one day for a few hours. So just me today. We're going to jump on the big one, I think, definitely go on the big one. I reckon a few goes round Icon, probably going to have a go on Infusion for the first time this year, I think. Try and get on the front row. In fact, I might go first ride of the day to Infusion because I've not been on it all year. It'll probably still be only running on one train as far as I know, and I want to get it out of the way, so we'll head there first, I think. Just before we go into the park, the new Boulevard Hotel is coming along really nicely now. See, we've got quite a lot of the exterior finish on the building now. It's looking pretty nice. Definitely gonna have to look into staying there at some point later in the year, I think, once this is open. The sea's looking a lot calmer than it was when I was here a few weeks ago. Glass smooth. The tide's out a little bit. Usually every time I come to Blackpool, as the camera goes out of focus. Why are you no focus? Come on, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, usually when I come to Blackpool, the tide's in, so you can't see the beach. But look, there is a beach in Blackpool. It's there, you can see it. Now, just as I was walking past the big one, or the first drop of the big one specifically, I've just heard the lift hill chain kick in. So let's watch the big one on its first test run of the day, shall we? Love the sound of the big one's lift hill echoing around Blackpool on the seafront. Yeah, we're stopping it, aren't we? Yeah, no first drop today. Underneath the big one's first drop, there's some work going on the old Coasters restaurant, which is obviously connected to the Boulevard Hotel next door. Definitely lots of building work going on inside there, so I would assume that that's going to be some sort of restaurant for the new hotel. Really looking forward to seeing what it looks like when it's finished. We just switched the big one back on again, so we got that first drop after all. Out in force, entertaining all the guests that are here this early. So the park opens in half an hour, there's not many people here yet. Fingers crossed it might be quite a quiet day today. Morning Bradley Beaver, how are you? We are in, heading over towards Infusion. The scaffolding is down on the Bowlerdrome. We'll have a proper look at this later. So although the park opens at 10, quite a lot of the rides don't seem to be opening until 10:30 this morning. So I'm stood by Infusion. Actually, this is the first time that I've ever seen that door shut. I didn't even know the door was there. Big Dipper is also not opening until 10:30. I can't actually see much running in terms of coasters around the park so far. Big Dipper's testing. Not seen Infusion testing yet. Hopefully soon though. Staff on the Big Dipper now. Icon's testing now. I've just seen it doing its traditional roll back in the morning on the first hill as they kind of warm it up. See if we can catch it again now. There we go. Ride staff heading towards Infusion, rather. Hopefully it should open in a minute. Never thought I would be rope dropping this thing, but I'm determined. After I said I was going to ride it, first ride, I'm determined. I haven't ridden it yet this year. Pretty decent start to the day. Got on the front row on Infusion on the first row, on the first train of the day rather, and that was okay. It was still pretty rough on there, pretty rough actually, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't quite as headbangy as it is further back behind the train. I can't speak today. I've got a cold, by the way, just in case you're wondering why I'm sounding a bit gravelly. I'm perhaps talking a bit of nonsense because I'm full of flu drugs to try and stop being ill, because I've been ill all week and it's really doing my head in now. Never mind, I've come here to try and forget about being ill. Is it working? I don't know. I'm having a good day. Just been on the Big Dipper as well, went on the front row on that. I can't remember in living memory going on the front row of the Big Dipper, but it's really good. It's quite a, usually we go towards the back of the train, but really enjoyed that. I'd do it again soon. I think Stevie would like that as well. Not too rough at all, enjoyable ride. Anyway, gonna figure out what to do next. When I went past Icon on the Big Dipper, looks like there's hardly any queue for that, so could jump in there. No, I do quite fancy the big one as well. So, as I said, I've not been on the big one for over a month, because it was the last time I came with Stevie that I got on the big one, which was 2 weeks after opening weekend, or the weekend after, something like that. Jabbering on anyway. Let's go and have a look what the big one looks like. The laughing man is back. He's looking even creepier than he did before. And what is this? He's got a child now. It's pretty terrifying. I just missed the big one coming into the brake run then. But by the looks of it, no queue outside the station, which is a good sign. Only on one train, I think, considering that's going straight in. But to be fair, if the queue's that small, that's not going to be much of an issue anyway. big ones. That's a big seagull.
Good back row ride on the big one. It was about half an hour queue actually, because when I said there was no queue outside the station, it was more or less full inside the station. So one train not running very quickly, the queue, but what is running fairly quickly in terms of a queue is this one, Icon, which is on at least 2 trains from what I can see, and there's no queue outside the station, so let's get straight on there. Look at this, doing really well here. Nothing outside the station at all, which we can definitely deal with as this train goes. Might even get on the next one. So Icon's running 2 trains and it's this quiet in here. So I've jumped in the front row queue. Why not? Excellent ride on Icon there, got on the front row with barely any wait at all. Can't complain about that at all. Certainly a lot less than I waited for the big one just a few minutes earlier. Now, getting a little bit peckish now after a good couple of hours of riding roller coasters this morning. Time for some lunch, head to the Velvet Coaster I think. So just having a closer look at the Bowlerdrome building here. The facade has been completely ripped off now. You can see inside, we've still got all the arcade machines in there. And the scaffolding's down. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this now. Back from lunch by the way. Just went in the Velvet Coaster. It was alright. Just typical Wetherspoons fare, bit of chicken strippers, as you do. Didn't fancy a pizza today, because usually when I have a pizza and Stevie's not there, she feels sad because I've had a pizza without her. So I didn't have a pizza for you today, Stevie. Just had some chicken instead. Can have a look round, see what else I fancy in the park now. Maybe have a go on the Pleasure Beach Express if the train's coming round anytime soon. In fact, I've just been drowned by the dancing fountains, the dancing fountain musical water show, whatever it's called. Maybe all drenched anyway. Have a look at the Nickelodeon Street potentially. Usually I jump on there first thing in the morning, but today I went over and did a few different things. Potentially the street will be a bit of a busy queue now. You can see Avalanche behind me is running on 2 trains today, so I might jump on Avalanche and see how that's doing, but depends how big the queue is. I'll have a look anyway. I was just in time for the Pleasure Beach Express, so let's jump on here, watch some roller coasters from a nice slow moving train for a bit, just after lunch. Are we going to get the big one coming past? No. One day I'll time that right. Big one on 1 train today of course, and it's in the station. About Icon. We're going to get Icon with the first hill. Go on Icon, you can do it. No. Ah. There it is. Now there we go, right over the top of our head. Squeaky wheels. Squeaky wheels. Oh, I hate that sound. Infusion goes up the lift hill. Infusion has got a little bit of a queue now, so I'm glad I jumped on there first thing. It's the Big Dipper. One's chasing us. What a poorly timed station. Ooh, spooky panther. Cougar. Whatever it is. Oh, this dinosaur's coming right for us. Ah! A good ride on the Nickelodeon street there, another walk on. Doing really well today, the crowd level. Considering it's the Easter holidays around the local area, it's really quiet here. I don't know why I'm getting on, don't know why it's so quiet. Apparently a lot of other people I'm reading on Twitter, it's quite quiet at a lot of the theme parks today. Can't complain at all about that. Wasn't expecting this today on the Easter holidays. It's a big one, just going past behind me. In a really nerdy area of the park. This is the exit of the Chinese puzzle maze to get some different shots of the Nickelodeon street compared to what we normally get. I don't know how wobbly that was. Maybe it was wobbly because it really shook the fence as it went past. It looked nice though. It's a good angle. Probably come around here again in future. If you want to know how to get to where I was by the way, if you follow down the side of the pizza pasta buffet place, down the back of there next to the Nickelodeon street, there's a little passageway, and that is actually the exit of the Chinese puzzle maze. So if you don't fancy going all the way through the maze to get around there, that's where you can go. Front row on the big one, and then straight onto the back row on Icon as well. Still pretty short queues. Did wait about 10-15 minutes for the big one. Not too bad. Revolution just going past. Probably won't go on the rev today. Just after that lunch, bit of Wetherspoon's lunch, probably backwards loop potentially, not a good idea. Yeah, that's probably not happening today. Avalanche looks alright, it's on 2 trains and the queue is inside the station building, so before I head home I'll jump on Avalanche. I do like a bit of Avalanche, so let's finish on that, shall we? can't see, the sun's come out. It's a good job I brought these. It's quite warm, I've taken my coat off. I still got a cold though. this vlogging today has done my throat in, so I'm going to shut up now. I'm going home. Had a good day though at the Pleasure Beach. Been way quieter than I thought it was going to be, considering it's the Easter holidays here in the northwest at the moment. Not complaining about that at all. It's been a fantastic day. Really enjoyed myself. Got on loads of rides. And the longest I queued all day was about 25 minutes the first time I went on the big one earlier. So can't complain about that at all, considering it's not been a bad day weather-wise, and it's, as I said, Easter holidays. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop talking before my voice completely gives up. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow our adventures, and we will see you guys in our next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.